I think I might be calling it a day and going home because these orders are horrible. Horrible. I got a $3 order for 4 miles. I declined. I just got one. I didn't like for $2 and some. What?
Mm.
They go that low for 7 miles? No, 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 no. No, I don't work for free. That's not happening. I think I'm gonna go home, relax, and come back out later when DoorDash seems to make sense because right now they're not making sense. They're not making sense at all. And I'm not, no, nope, 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 nope. So far, I've only accepted one order, and that was from Chick-fil-A. I'm afraid to even switch screens to see what this is. Mm. Chick-fil-A. Hold on, y'all.
Anytime you see me in my favorite pajamas at
Mm-mm.
this time in the evening,
Too much of an echo. Too much of an echo. But that other woman who was just speaking, who basically it wasn't worth her time for the driving that she did and the work that she put in. I think she said she drove 7 miles and made like $3, which you still got to get back to where you came. So it's going to be at least 14 miles unless you're making your routes, move towards back towards your location where you live. But here's the thing. I mean, if it's that deep, if you're still going to work, if what's the difference of just getting a local delivery driver job? What's the difference? I mean, at this point, well, I'm not going to say you should go deliver pizzas, but you probably would make more money doing that. If we being honest, if we being real. And so what I think could be a contributing factor to why people decide to go this route is because they probably don't want to have to answer to somebody, as well as they don't want to have to show up at a specific designated time every day and really just have that discipline. And, it gives people the option to take a day off and be lazy, but this is what you get when you decide to go the easier path. It's really not going to be worth the salt, and it's only going to be a slippery slope and a decline over time. And the reason why is because to know yourself is to know the human race. If you're trying to look for a shortcut and look for an easy way out, and you ultimately just don't want to undergo the friction that it is of having to deal with people and having to answer to somebody and be somewhere at a specific time, then guess what? There's other people who have that same sentiment and who are going to try to seek that same opportunity that you're seeking, which is to do DoorDash. So that ultimately leads to oversaturation. And with oversaturation comes competitive pricing and competitive payments. And so what you won't do, somebody will. And what you won't take, somebody will. And so it continues to undercut. The more saturated something gets, it undercuts the price. And then eventually it gets to the point to where you're just working for free. And I think that's what a lot of people are exploring now. And so you might find that it's more feasible to just go back to your job, get you a job where you can go to the location and you're not going to have to worry about whether or not you got the profit margin. Oh, it's going to be all profit as soon as you land at that location. And that's going to be the more feasible path for most people, I find. Y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's literally just a click. Literally just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also, if you can hype the video as well.
I can't do this DoorDash shit no more because, nigga, why the fuck was the order across? Like, the nigga who ordered the food, nigga, was across the street. Like, chicken crossed the road. I can't do this DoorDash shit no more.
Man, he just looked like he about ready to crash out. He just looked, see. They just got it. Anybody can do it. It's open to anybody. If you can drive, do they check for criminal records? Because I'm gonna tell you right now. Imagine you order your food and you don't tip what somebody was expecting. And next thing you know, They knock your noodles back. Man, let me tell you something, man. See, y'all can't really see it all the way, but he got that ready to crash out. Look, and oh, I can't scroll down. I don't know why it's been doing that lately. Got to figure it out. But let's continue.
So yeah, I did it. I quit my job
The caption says, I quit my job to DoorDash full time.
to be a full-time. I quit my job to be a full-time dasher. And before y'all get on here and try to drag me in the comments, God was cool with it. He okayed it, number one. Number two, I just feel like me and a job we don't click. I'm sorry. It just never did. Like, I like my freedom, number one. And I feel like as a mom, you know what I'm saying, I have more time to do certain things with my kids, with my family, and it's just the freedom aspect of it. On top of that, shit, I make more. I make more working doing 3 to 4 hours a day than I do in 8 hours
Really?
on my 9 to 5. Yeah. Anybody out there that, do DoorDash or Instacart?
Hold on. There's another video that popped up on the screen of her where she has a goal, and it's pretty ambitious goal, I would say, for DoorDash. So let's just roll right into that.
What up, y'all? So it's currently Sunday. It's the last day.
It says DoorDash with me. It says her goal was $800, and apparently she was able to raise $806. So she exceeded her goal. But what was that? That was for a week? What was the time frame? Is what I want to know. And I hope you also show us the mileage that it took.
What up, y'all? So it's currently Sunday. It's the last day for us to hit this $800 goal for the week. We only need $140. So, hey, let's go do the dash and get this cash. Y'all, it literally just stopped snowing here in Georgia probably about 45 minutes ago. I didn't think I was going to make it out here to dash today. I ain't going to lie to you. Because it don't snow in Georgia. We're not prepared for snow. Like, why would we? Oh, my God, y'all, we got to go back to Aldi's. Pray for me, because y'all know my first Aldi experience was not the best. It was terrible. I should have declined the order, but it was a good order, so I took it. Let's go get it. So that order wasn't too bad from Aldi's. I was in and out, and the nice man did hand me his cart, but I did come prepared. I brought 4 this time. Anyways, just got an order from Walgreens to shop 2 items, so let's go get it.
Oh, she be doing shopping for people. It's them tips that add up. That's a pretty good, you make your regular profit. I would say you probably need them tips. It's not worth it without the tips. So that's an extra degree of volatility.
We did it. We got $800 goal for the week. I just got home. Oh, and I do want to add, I did do an order on Uber Eats this week. It was for $10. And
so you hit the goal.
$15 cash too that we got this week also. I put the screenshot on top for the Uber Eats order.
See, that's my problem with people, though. That's my problem with people. You hit the goal, but did you really factor in everything that it took? And here's what I mean. It's just easy. It's easy to just look at, oh, I made $800. People don't be factoring in taxes. People don't be factoring in the overhead that it took to actually be able to get the outcome and ultimately generate the revenue. Revenue. It's not profit until you break that revenue down. Man, you hear some people, they're like, yeah, my company generates $3 million in revenue and has 140,000 in profit, gross profit. And then it's like, well, I guess you could get a job making 140,000. You're doing a lot, and you got a lot of constraints going on. You got a lot of risk just to make 140,000. And so, yeah, you made 800, but we talking about for the week. You've been in, let's be real, you've been driving all around town. Let's not act like that ain't happening. I wouldn't be surprised. It'd be messed up if it was. You made $800 in profit, I wouldn't be surprised if you spent $350 all in all. And see, we can talk about gas. That's the easy thing, but people also don't talk about depreciation. You keep driving your car like this. What, you just think it's going to keep running perfect? And a lot of y'all don't do the maintenance on your car. So that's even more dastardly. But you think it's just going to keep running forever? It ain't going to have no issues, no problems? So you also have to factor in and take into account the depreciation, which is ultimately the repairs that are going to happen over time. And depreciation is ultimately the time span and the lifespan ultimately of the car, which you are accelerating because you're driving it more regularly than the average. So I know you're not factoring in all that. I don't want to bust your bubble though. Congratulations, you hit the goal. But at the same time, I want to really see the true and accurate breakdown of the numbers before we
I'm quitting
celebrate.
DoorDash after doing it for 102 days, making this much money, and
Hold on. She was doing DoorDash for 102 days and she made how much?
102 days.
So put this into perspective. She did DoorDash for over 3 months. I mean, 90 days is 3 months. She did it for 102. So very close to 3.5 months, but let's just give her 3. And then I'll even increase that number, which, we'll say is 14 instead of 13.5. And she DoorDash for 3 months. So, I mean, if it was 15,000, then it would just be 5,000 for each month. So it's short of 5,000 each month. We'll just say 4,700 each month. I guess that's okay. But then you have to take out a large percentage for those things that I mentioned. Depreciation, as well as just the true gas that it took to ultimately get where you're trying to get. So I hope, and I want to see how many miles did you put on your car?
Making this much money, and that was about 1,800 deliveries. Let me tell you why. So when I signed up for DoorDash on December 1st, I also signed up for Walmart
1,800.
Spark. Spark, if you're not familiar, is Walmart's delivery service, basically. So you can go in, shop the orders, and deliver them, or you could just do curbside pickup. They load them up, and you go deliver them then. Well, I've shared my journey with DoorDash, and I've done content on that, and it's done really well, and I get a ton of feedback in the comments, which motivates others, and that was the point of me doing it. In case I was severely depressed when I signed up for DoorDash. It got me off the couch, it got me motivated again, and we've taken a trip with the money, I paid bills with the money. It was a good little side hustle. I was an entrepreneur for many years. I worked on staff somewhere for 5 years, so I needed something. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I didn't have to go to meetings. I didn't have to market anything, promote anything, try to sell. I just wanted to get in a car, do a delivery, make some money, go home. Like, I just needed basic. So a few weeks ago, I did get off the waiting list for Spark. I was on there for many months, and I still DoorDashed for a couple weeks, and then I decided I wanted to try Spark. I did it one night, made, I don't know, $80-something in a couple of hours, drove way less. So long story short, Spark is paying double. I'm driving half the mileage that I was driving. Gas is almost $4 a gallon. So I found that I'm transitioning to Spark full time. But don't let that discourage you if you've watched my DoorDash content and you've been really motivated by that, and continue doing DoorDash. If you enjoy the shopping DoorDash orders, then I think you'd really enjoy Spark. I've enjoyed it a ton. Walmart has everything. Things aren't out of stock. Dollar General is a nightmare to shop, but Walmart has the section, the modular number. It's so military. You just go in, grab everything, bag it up and go, or you could do curbside. I've loved it. I wanted to share that, and I'm going to be doing Spark content instead of DoorDash. I don't know if I'll ever go back to DoorDash. The lowest offer I've had.
So there's a little bit extra labor involved, which may be the contributor to the added amount of profit that you can ultimately generate and that they'll pay you ultimately. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there's less competition, because for one, that could really show just how lazy people are. You have this other opportunity where you could make, she said, double what you're making on DoorDash, but you got to get out of your car and you actually got to basically do some work. You got to go do the shopping. And then it's like, oh, no. That felt like I'm working a job again. I like just sitting down in the car and, whatever. So, especially because you still got to deliver it. And see, you got to remember, think about yourself. If you live in an apartment, even if you don't live in an apartment, if you live in a house and it's, whatever, you got to walk them groceries also up to your door. And so she got to go walk, get the groceries, bring it back to her car, deliver it. And then let's say if she gets to a location and it's arduous, you got to still walk it to that location. So it's more labor involved, labor intensive. And that's why you can get paid more. But we don't really hear too many people using this option because of the key word I just mentioned, probably, which is labor. That's the reason people are getting on these apps.
Hey y'all, I wanted to make another video just explaining why I stopped doing DoorDash and why I started doing Uber Eats. So if y'all know, I was doing DoorDash to make a little extra money on the side, but I recently stopped posting the DoorDash videos because I really felt like DoorDash was just not making me as much money as I could have been making. All of the orders that they were giving me were super far away from my house. They weren't for a lot of money, and it just felt like I was driving around in circles.
I just realized, man, I'm gonna have to cut this out. She got this music. I was feeling it too. I gotta remember. I'm like, dang, this copyright. Yeah, we gotta.
One of my pet peeves, a few of my pet peeves as a dasher, I hate when people.
And she gonna be playing Bruno Mars. I be trying to do less cuts now, so I
genuinely think everybody should DoorDash once in their life because you're going to truly understand the value of money. I remember one time I was fucked up and I DoorDashed like 4 hours and made like $35. I went and got Chick-fil-A that same day. Meal came to $19. You start to really understand the value of money when you use 4 hours of your time to go buy a $20 meal. I'll tell you that much. I genuinely think everybody should DoorDash once in their life because you're going to truly understand the value of money.
Well, that is a great way to understand the value of money. I'll give him that. Because, 4 hours of your time, and it's pretty much half of it's going like that. He bought that Chick-fil-A, and he had to remember, that's 2 hours of your time right there. But, I mean, no matter how you cut it, slice it, and, I mean, we not even remember. See, people start to fudge the numbers. Remember, man. Most likely, when you're saying you made $40 on DoorDash, you're saying you made that gross. You're not saying net. So take out more of that for taxes, Medicare, Social Security, and estate tax if you got that. Yeah, because you paid for that Chick-fil-A with your net income, not your gross income. So, but ultimately, what you're making was $10 an hour doing the DoorDash. That's really how you could look at it. And again, he didn't take out them other expenses. The mileage, the gas. That's really what should be the wake-up call. All in all, with everything coming out your check, pretty much you spent the whole 4 hours just for that Chick-fil-A meal once everything ultimately probably gets taken out your check. For depreciation, gas, taxes. So yeah. You want to get ahead, you're going to have to, whatever you think is enough, you're going to have to do more, man. And see, you want to be comfortable. It looks like you got a nice car. It looks like he got a Tesla or something. And so just listen, man, get you a job. If you want to live like this, you can live like this, man. But you're going to have to work multiple jobs. And there's a lot of young dudes that's getting it out the mud like that. And that was me too. I didn't value all this other stuff. I valued some material things, but I didn't have to have the most newest car. Man, you bought that car? Is he trying to do DoorDash so he can pay for the car and pay for whatever? Nah, man. Most likely he lived with his parents, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
This is my DoorDash update from yesterday. I'm not doing it no more. I did it yesterday, and DoorDash want to come in my phone and tell me, oh, a customer reported his items missing, as if I'm the one that ate it. Talking about some, please check the bag before.
Man, I'm not doing all that. Y'all some liars. Y'all trying to get me fired. How about I quit? This is my DoorDash update.
You see what I mean with the laziness? And see, I touched on the laziness aspect of people not wanting to go work a job, but we also didn't address the bad attitude part either. We got to address the bad attitude part as well, because you put everything together, you clump it all together. These people, the one time you get any critique, check the bag before you leave or whatever. It might not have been your mistake, but it sounds like you're going to have to start checking some stuff. And see, she's like, again, you see what got implemented into the situation? Labor. Oh, I can't just be mindless and brain dead and not think and do something. I have to actually use a brain cell or two and, be attentive for a second, pay attention to detail. Oh, no. And then add insult to injury. And you trying to tell me something? Nah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I quit. Second day in, you already quitting. That's what we're dealing with out here. Why do you think people feel so emboldened to quit? See, this will be the same person after they don't quit their way through life, just quit everything. It's because they got bad attitude and they lazy. Then all of a sudden going to be saying they need help, they need assistance from the government.
So I used to talk about my DoorDash experience all the time, bro, when I first came back from Canada. Like, shit, I was broke as hell.
His caption said, "This is what made me stop door dashing and get my money up."
So I used to talk about my DoorDash experience all the time, bro, when I first came back from Canada. Like, shit, I was broke as hell. I swear. Like, I was so damn broke, bro. Like, I used to make $10 from this shit, bro. $5 go get something to eat, then $5 put in the tank. I gotta repeat the cycle, bro. I swear I had to dead ass repeat the cycle. Like, I'm really broke as shit. Like, I used to do like the early deposit shit. You used to take $2 out. I'm like, fuck, now I can't get the meal I want to get. And what's crazy about it, bro, when I first came back, my car had no air conditioning, bro. Like, no air conditioning at all. It was summertime, I swear. Like, I used to be at the stop sign or the stop light and shit. Had to let my car roll a little bit, let the little cool air, the little bit of cool air in the summertime come in the car, bro. Like, I used to be sweating niggas food in this bitch, bro. I swear on everything I love, bro. That shit used to be so bad. But all that shit sound crazy, bro. That wasn't even the final straw. The real final straw, I swear on everything I love. It was like I did a specific DoorDash order. It was already some bullshit, bro. It was a lot of fucking bags. It was some drinks and shit. So I'm carrying both of this shit all in my hand. And this shit downtown. It's like it's not in a great ass neighborhood, but it was a good neighborhood where like people around my age and shit, higher class people around my age live at. So they telling me to goddamn type the number in for the guest code and shit, and they not answering that bitch. I'm talking about I rang that bitch about 10 times. So at the point I'm like, nigga, I'm about to take this shit. I was like, but it wasn't no good shit. It was like some Arby's and shit. Niggas don't eat Arby's on. But as I'm still down the number in and shit, right? Tell me why it's this lady come down the goddamn staircase. So I'm saying thank you, appreciate it. I'm trying to hold the door for her as I'm trying to get in as well. Tell me why she shut that bitch so fucking fast and boom. So I tell her, I'm like, what the fuck? Why you do that for? And if you know me, bro, I don't do all that public yelling, cursing, all that shit. I know you gotta really do some real bullshit for me to get out my element. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Why you do that for? She's talking about, I think you should wait for whoever you're dialing number to answer. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, bro, bro, that's bro, I'm mad as shit. Because it's like, you see the DoorDash stamp on this bag. You see all this DoorDash shit on this bag. It'd be different. I was empty-handed or I had regular bag. Bitch, you literally see DoorDash. I said I'm trying.
What is this dude talking about? Bro. Goodness gracious, man. Who can keep up with this? And it's not even just keeping up with it. It's just too much, man. It's just too much. Calm down, relax.
Take you around the world.
So I see a lot of people in this genre like to do a lot of music.
Be mad at me, man. I start eating one time a day. That's how I lost weight. All you gotta do is
His caption says, "Quit door dashing."
eating one time a day. That's how I lost weight. All you gotta do is put them motherfucking me cupcakes and milkshakes down. Quit motherfucking me dough dashing shit. Quit dough dashing. All you wanna do is sit in the house and do content and dough dash. Quit dough dashing all motherfucking. Be mad at me, man. I start eating one time.
See, and this, man, manhood is such a joke. It's down the drain, man. Everybody just has to be a clown. Grown men just have to just turn into class clowns, and they willing to do anything to get attention and basically just give up their own dignity. There's not anything dignified about how this person acting. There's so many grown men that's just acting like children today, man. Acting like children today. You remember back in the day, man? Can you imagine it? Like now, it'll be somebody with a wife and kids or whatever. they'll have a game room, which is fine. You can have a game room. I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, like, don't you know there used to be a time when a father and men, I bet you he's a father. I bet you did. I bet you he's a habitual father. I wouldn't be surprised he got 8, 9 kids. Don't you know it was a time, man? Fathers used to have studies. Do you know what a study is? And they used to have their little pipe. A study is it's a room with a fireplace, a bunch of books, and a desk, and maybe a nice little chair. And wasn't no reading really going on in there. That was still kind of like a place of leisure, but it still looked dignified. And so when the door was closed, it's like you assume it's all type of productivity and studying going on. It don't be nothing. But still, they would have studies just to give the perception of seriousness and a certain dignity. And now this is manhood right
That
here.
me, man. I start eating one time a day. That's how I lost weight. All you gotta do is put them motherfucking me cupcakes and milkshakes down, quit motherfucking me DoorDash and shit.
And that's used the study used to also be the place where you would whoop you would whoop your kids too. That was really, yeah, come in the study. But I mean, this is just getting out of control, man. This is how you want to be represented.
Alright guys, so we just arrived here at Applebee's, and guess what guys? Guess. I'm quitting DoorDash because I'm going to school. Nah, I'm just kidding. We started going to school, and
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
you're welcome. And my favorite subject is math. We haven't gotten our first homework. What about you guys?
What was the name on the order?
Chris.
Chris? Alright, let me go check it.
Alright guys, this order was $20 for 2 miles. Really good order. Ooh, I'm tired. We hadn't gotten our first homework from class, so I wonder when we are getting that.
Right. There you go.
Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too. Alright guys, let's go.
The caption says, point of view, you quit your 9 to 5 and now you're doing Uber Eats and DoorDash with the wife all day.
11 o'clock, started at around 7, right, babe? Yeah, started around 7 o'clock. Went to get some Paris spaghetti. Oh, look at this, the breakfast bar just popped up. All right, 7 plus. Let's see how much this is. It's not even a mile. For $7, I'll take it. It's gonna wait a little bit. Here we go. All right, let's do this. All right, confirm pickup, directions. And we're going down to Redondo. No one's in the back. Over shoulders and look and go. Guys, we got a unicorn. Let's go. We got a unicorn. $22.50, 7 miles. Yo, they got a freaking sofa before the bus stop. So you can feel comfortable waiting for the bus. Yo. Lunchtime with the wifey.
Hold on, man, because we got to address this real quick. He said he quit his 9 to 5 in order to do Uber Eats and DoorDash with his wife all day. And then I'm on his profile. His profile says, documenting my journey to $10,000 a month by using Uber Eats, DoorDash, and side hustles. Follow my journey. Really, man? You going to try to mix and match all these little side things together in the attempt to get to $10,000 a month with that? And again, we got to remember the main point. These people are not taking out the overhead associated. They're not. So if he just sees that he did that in revenue, he's just going to take that and be gloating like he made $10,000 a month. But not taking out all the expenses to get there. People just vainly and happily just want to run with the highest number, even if it's not necessarily true. As well as, I mean, if you really want 10K a month, it looks like I'm on his profile. It looks like you don't have any kids for real. And it's just you and your wife. First of all, I mean, if you was going to do this, why not y'all both do Uber Eats and DoorDash? Then you can get to 10K a month. You got her riding with you. That's a waste of another sentient being who could be generating revenue and using their time and energy as well alongside you, but y'all are cooped in together. And you trying to come to 10K, y'all could both just get a job and both be making 5K each, working 40 hours, by the way. not even working a lot. And see, for you to come to 10K doing all these side hustles, oh, you're going to stretch yourself very thin. You're going to be working a lot of hours. I wouldn't be surprised if when you calculate it all up, when you get to that 10K number, if you find that you've been working 120 hours a week. So if you worked a regular job and maybe got multiple jobs paired with it, then you could get to your 10K number, possibly. But definitely, if both of y'all work, you could probably far exceed it if both of y'all work. And if both of y'all want to work a lot, like you're about to have to do on this gig app. But again, people need to just say they just don't want to work a job. They just don't want to work a job. And listen, I understand. Jobs have their things that come with it that's not ideal and that you just have to deal with. But I feel like that kind of builds your character. I feel like that gives you endurance, that allows you to be able to navigate situations and actually use what a lot of people like to use, but a lot of people don't have, which is emotional intelligence, and just be able to ultimately, because when you hit these rough patches and you go through these things, you have to deal with it. Sometimes you're going to deal with it the right way. Sometimes you're going to deal with it the wrong way. But you deal with it the right way, you can feel proud of yourself and you can feel like you've elevated your capacity to be able to really just tolerate stress and still be able to maintain a certain degree of self-control. But even if you handle it the wrong way, then what do you gain? Well, typically, you learn a lesson. And a lot of times that may come in the form of you destroying opportunities that you later regret and wish you can go back on, but then you find that it was really meant to happen because now it makes it to where you can handle things moving forward and not ruin even better opportunities. So you gain a lot of things by just working with people, but because it's uncomfortable and it's uncertain, people try to steer clear of it. But no, that's not the way. It's not the way. People trying to take the easy way out, the short path, but they're going to wake up one day with nothing to show for it. And you're putting all your eggs in these baskets. These gig things can go away. And more importantly, they can get oversaturated. And when things get oversaturated, that doesn't hinder the corporation's bottom line. That's going to directly undercut your bottom line. So the more people, what you're not willing to do, the more oversaturated it gets, there will be someone who's willing to do it. And what you're not willing to take, there will be someone who's willing to take it. And so that completely undercuts what you were expecting to make, which you'll definitely treat it like a job. If you were working a job and you got a demotion, that would pretty much destroy all of your morale. And so understand that can happen with these gig acts just like that. And as a matter of fact, they're incentivized to do it. And they don't owe you something. At least in a job, they won't just demote you or cut your pay because they already know what they can expect. But with these gig apps, you ain't never met nobody. You ain't never met nobody from Uber Eats. They don't owe you nothing. They don't feel familiar with you. So they'll cut your profits in a second if it's going to save their bottom line and ultimately feed back into what their stakeholders want. So you got to consider that. And you got to do the right thing for yourself long term, not just for your short term comfort right now. And that's ultimately how I feel about the matter. But y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice if you want to hype to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And also if you want to become a member of the channel as well, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join buttons on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.